So, my dear Pisces, you are the first reading with the Sun in Scorpio. And so when we look at the Sun, we see constellation Scorpio behind it. And here we see that we have to now let go the same way the leaves are letting go. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is the transformation, is the mystic, is that part in us that says, well, I gotta look at my shadow side as well. The yoga position, Scorpio pose, with here clearly the phoenix rising out of his own ashes, right? So just that you feel what this really means. It's not really an actual death unless there are other cards around it that indicate death. Otherwise, it's a transformation. You are the moon, Pisces, ruled, right? So the moon is at home right now, and he likes that. And so here, the transformation out of the water, through the wolf, into the dog, past the two towers, up into the sky. And of course, your yoga position is fish pose, down dog, up dog. And you are the moon, right? You are coming out of the water, developing your sense of understanding in this world. So you are ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is the one that rules our dreams and our spirit. And so here began the 3D world, right? Movies. And now, of course, all these videos that we can access through YouTube. Your court card is here in the Marseille Tarot. That's the deck that I gave you. The Knight of Cups is your birth date between February 8th and March 11th. Then he is your court card. He goes to the left. He goes into the spiritual path. And so as you can see, we are going actually to your new moon. You just had your full moon in the month of Virgo, right? And so you are going back home to the left to your new moon. Back to the last reading where Libra Sun and Pisces Moon gave you the light. When your sexual energies create an open door into your past and future. And you can see now here I added the arrow. So you see if we go to the new moon or if we're going to the full moon, because there is a difference, right? To go to the left. To the left is that spiritual high consciousness perspective of going deep within again to your soul, and to the right is that material human perspective to your opposite sign, which is Virgo, right? And so Virgo gave you the light in your full moon, and that's the outer perspective of you recognizing that Virgo is your opposite sign, is opposite of you, but also gives you the light then when you are in your full moon month. So I'm going to pick one more card for the Judgment. And the Judgment is ruled also by Pluto. And so Pluto is the planet that brings now the mystic and the shadow side out of us. And next year, 2024, Pluto is moving for 20 years into Aquarius. And so there is gonna be a lot of changes happening, particularly in the air, right? The perspective of the way we think and the way we perceive consciousness. So just that you know, that's what I'm picking here on the Judgment, the Lifuma Healing Oracle. And here comes your World Serpent or Destiny, the number 28. So here's the letter, the rune letter that is embedded in this card. and I'm gonna read it to you. There's always some point in time that is destined. How that fated moment unfolds is in our hands as we step towards it. Thor and Yor were forever woven together, always destined to die together. Pierce and stitch a pathway towards Yor. Start sewing fearlessly further onwards. Do not skirt your issues, for Yor is a time-given gift. I'm just gonna quickly check Yor what that means. Its meaning is the eel or the otter. The poem for this rune is Yor resides where oars tread. Alright, so this is for the otter, right? And so we understand a little bit what's going on here. World serpent, though. The destiny. So let's stay with the serpent. Let's stay with destiny. Eeyore, the serpent. Sexual energy, what Scorpio is all about, is giving you now maybe a push, right, into your own sexuality. If I added the 20, because here I get a 10 of the 28, and if I add the 20 I get a 48, and the 48 is then a 12. 12, that's your zodiac sign or your house. You are the house, the 12th house of self-loss. And so here comes something that wants to tell you, be aware, have a look deeper at what the message is right now, what the call is here through the Lifruma Healing Oracle. And that we calculated the 12 together, we get a 3, right? So on the position of the Fool, which is connected, of course, with Uranus, and Uranus is the revolution, comes the 10 of Pentacles, and that's connected with the constellation Mercury in Virgo. And so the 10 with the 0 is then 100. And so 100% you are now recognizing that money can come, that there is a new perspective in the way you look at money, because Uranus is the one that begins something completely new. And so there is a lot of money coming. That's a state of consciousness that wants to tell you, be this amount of money, feel the self-worth of money, because this is a big cycle, right? This is an ending, a cycle that says, well, you have really come to an amazing place now. And so the 10 is literally saying, well, you are rich, right? You are now able to actually create something. On the position of the Magician comes the standstill. The number 52 plus the 1 of the Magician creates then a 53. And the 5 is the Hierophant, is the spiritual messenger, ruled by Venus, ruled by beauty. And then, of course, the 2 is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess and the Magician together, that's like a high union of energetic knowing. When I meditate, I bring the masculine and the feminine within myself into union. And then here I get the 53, which is the Empress, and then the 8 at the end. And so you really recognize here something important, right? Talking to you through Mercury, because Mercury is connected with the Magician. Now I pulled here a card from the Lifruma Healing Oracle, and it turned to the right, and it's the 5 of Cups. And the Five of Cups is connected with the constellation Mars in Scorpio. And Mars in Scorpio is literally saying, well, have a look, because Scorpio is giving you the light right now. And have a look at what is wanting to come to you in sense of transformation, in sense of shifting and changing. And so here these Five Cups, right, they're turned to the right. The Five of Cups, when they're upright, you get the sticky starfish are tipping over the cups. Some pearls have spilled out. And then because it's going to the right, it's saying she's actively acknowledging what has happened and how she feels about it. She needs to be sure not to cling to feeling bad or to a broken heart. So in your meditation, you're going to see that, because the 8 is going to bring you empowerment, an empowerment that is infinite. And the 8 and the 5 creates then again the 13. And the 13 is here through Scorpio, right? That big transformation. And you are going to then come out a 4 here. And the 4 is the Emperor. And so recognize that you are learning a big lesson here. Then on the position of the High Priestess, or La Papesse here in this card, right? She is like the Pope, but a Papesse, comes the Magician. And he's the Magus of power, and the power here to create an intuition that's so strong that you know exactly what to do with it, because the 2 and the 1 creates a 3, and the 3 is the Empress that gives birth to everything. So you are really noticing that your intuition is strong and that you can trust that, and that's how you can create, right, the success of the 10 of Pentacles. That's a big financial success, and you need to be ready to hold that amount of money. On the position of the Empress comes the Tower. And so the Tower is that moment where something needs to really go, and it's almost like the Magician is saying, it's time. The fire, the inspiration is literally reaching up in this corner, and then it's coming down. And it's like she is looking over, as you can see, she's looking to the right. And the 16 and the 3 is the 19, and 19 is the Sun. And the Sun is wanting you to really shift something profound. Then here we get the 10, right? The 10 is then here. I'm going to put this down for a moment. Then we have a 10-10 portal here with these 2, right? The 10-10 that is saying, well, success needs to be strong, needs to be aware, right? And the Magician is the one that is aware, because then here we would have 3 times the 1 if we don't calculate, see the 0, right? But the 10 is a new 1, and in the end the 1 is left. So here the Magician is the one that is letting you know, well, I can create anything, I can help you to now let go, because this is my inspiration. The Magician is the inspiration, and he is inspired because you did get the standstill. You did get through the Magician that I gotta meditate, I gotta see the portal, I gotta see that yes, I have done certain things wrong, but now I am shifting and I am acknowledging, and I'm not running away anymore from the things that I've done. On the position of the Sun, right? This is our personality. This is how we show ourselves. The Sun is now here, of course, in Scorpio. And so Scorpio is bringing you the 6 of Cups. And the Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio. So on the position of the Sun on Scorpio comes the Sun in Scorpio, the Six of Cups, and that's recognizing in your childhood certain things that actually have given you happiness, right? You see the Two of Cups with that sphere in between, and here 4 cups. It's really interesting, right? Because in the end the 13 is a 4. So these two and these are separate, and so the 4 are the 4 elements. The 4 is the Emperor, the 4 is the material world that you are entering now. And so here comes, right, through the Sun, the 6, the Sun in Scorpio. It's a very strong message that transformation has begun, because yes, you fell down and you don't want to be in the old system anymore. On the position of the Cavalier de Coupé comes here the Cavalier de Denier. And the Denier is the pentacles. You see here the pentacles. And so that's a Virgo, right? And if I put him here, they're back on back. If I put him here, they walk towards each other. And so you are walking towards Virgo, right? Because that's where you get your full moon. But now you are walking, and that's why I rather put it here. You are walking away from Virgo. You are walking to the left to your new moon, where you are all alone, right? Sun and new moon both in your sign. And so this is a moment of recognizing you are leaving the Virgo pragmatic side of the material side, right? And he is literally looking at the 6, the Sun in Scorpio, and he's like, okay, well, I understand why you gotta leave me. I understand why you go towards the left, right, and not towards me, because this is finished. This moment is finished. You are walking now to your new moon. Now, when we look at the 12th zodiac sign and the 6th zodiac sign together, it's an 18. And the 18 is the moon. So the moon is letting you know, let go, arrive, and see that the moon is you, is ruling you, or is actually connected with you. And so here you really see, even though Neptune is actually ruling you as a planet, the moon is your card. So the 18 is coming up, and then the 9, and the 9 is then the Hermit, right, is Virgo. And Virgo came, right? Virgo came as Mercury in Virgo, and here is the money. And so it's almost like you're saying, yes, you walking away from the money, right? Because you're walking away from the money. It's behind you. Then on the position of the moon, which is in your sign, comes the Hermit. And so there's the 18, which then becomes a 9. There's a 9, 18, 9 is left. So the 9 is saying, well, you walked away from, right, Virgo, but now you're going into a higher perspective of Virgo. You're going to see that Virgo is the Hermit. Virgo is not this person that is running after the money. Virgo is also the Hermit. Virgo is also spiritual. And so you are walking towards the Hermit, and you are seeing that the Hermit is doing the soul quest as well, right? And so you can unite here together. Virgo is then giving you the light on your full moon. So just that you see that you're framed here. You walked away from Virgo, the court card, but you're walking towards Virgo, the major arcana, the soul card. Very interesting, right? So you are bringing love to the Virgo. On the position of the moon. Now on the position of the moon, you get here the whale song, the number 61, the resonating, and it's almost like Virgo is walking into this and the hermit is walking into the 7, right? Because 61 becomes a 7, and the moon is giving you a depth, going deep, deep into your subconscious, because those are the feelings, and the subconscious in the moon is here, right? So the 18 is a 9, and the 61 is a 7, and the 9 and the 7 is the 16. Remember the 16 here at the Empress? So you have a 16 or a 7-7, right? And the 7 that's here with then the 16, then again out of 16 we get a 7. So there is the 7 left, and you had the 7 here in the standstill as well, right? So recognize that a higher consciousness is pushing you to come into your center, into your own sphere, into your own aura, because your aura is as big as a whale. It's one of the biggest animals that are still alive in this day. And so recognize how he is literally lifting up the lantern, and it's literally saying, wow, what a magnificent being this is, right? And here the whale song, or the resonation of being a big personality, is coming to you through Virgo. Then I picked here as well Mother Peace Tarot, and it's the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is Mars in Aries, and Mars in Aries is bringing you the inspiration to watch how this woman is actually creating fire. And the 61 plus the 2 is a 63, which creates a 9, and then you have here 9, 9, or again the 18, and the 9 is left. So recognize that you learning to become this personality, because you see this is like a bubble, and here she's in the bubble and she's remembering, that's how she did it, that's how she made the fire, and this is the inspiration. You get the inspiration to be this huge big animal now, right? You're not a little fish anymore, you're not a little Pisces that is evolving out of the water. You are a huge whale, right? And the whale has powerful message in itself. Then on the position of the sun comes the biome, the number 44, the connection, and the 19 turns into a 10. And the 44 I leave as a portal. And here I also picked a Mother Peace Tarot card, and I got the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords is literally saying, do not fight between each other, because allow, usually, right, this is where women fight over something, and allow this fight not to take over here the biome, because the 10 and the 3 is a 13 again, is Scorpio, is giving you the light right now through the sun. So the sun is saying, yes, Scorpio is giving you the light, and the 44 is coming up, and the 44 is a portal. Do not fight in your mind. Do not see, because this is connected with the constellation Saturn in Libra. And Libra, last reading you had, when your sexual energies create an open door into your past and future. So there is a portal that's letting you know maybe there is something that you need to look at it again in the last reading. And then on the position of the world, which is connected with Saturn, right? And here we get borders and lectures, right? And so the 21 becomes a 3, and the 3 here are the 3 graces, which is connected with the constellation Mercury in Cancer. And Mercury brought you the standstill. Mercury brought you also the 5 of Cups. And 5 cups and 3 cups are 8 cups. And 8 cups is always emotionally, you mature enough now to leave. But you also have the 6 cups. So 8 and 6 is 14. And the 14 is Sagittarius. In the next month, in the next reading, you have Sun in Sagittarius. And so here you are recognizing, wow, 14 cups, right? That's a lot of emotions, but then we calculate them together and we get a 5. And 5 cups, right, is okay to handle. And you see the 5 is the test, right? The 5 senses of here, the 52, the 5 senses that are really pushing us. And the 5 senses are always then tests. The test where we recognize, I gotta learn a little bit more about how I'm handling these emotions. And so there's a 3-3 portal here talking to you. There is a 3 here as well, so 3 times the 3, right? Recognize that it's always the same, right? We're learning. It's a new lesson, though the lesson is always the same. In the end, know who you truly are and enjoy your time being here. Because the time being here, if I reconnect now with the 10 of Pentacles, if you want to be happy, and you have here the 10 and the 3, that's the 13. That's again Scorpio, right? And Scorpio is literally okay, recognize that there is a transformation happening, and it's a very important month, right? The Scorpio month is like, it's really death. It's really also a moment where you can say, I want to really let go. I want to let go of the things that just don't make sense anymore. And so in a way you have the 3 and the 10 as a 13, which then becomes a 4. And so recognize this moment that the true success is when you're happy deep within, right? Because you have all these cups, right? You have 3 cups, you have 6 cups, which are also 9, and then you again have 5 cups, right? And that's the 14, and the 14 becomes the 5. And yes, you are fighting against something, an injustice, right? The 3 of Swords, remember that. But you also have the inspiration, you know exactly what you can do and how you can do it, right? Here with the Whale, you're bigger than you think you are, and so celebrate, right? Celebrate this moment in this world and recognize here one more time that the 28 and the 20 becomes a 48, and again that's the 12, and the 12 also becomes a 3, so there's a 3-3 portal plus the 3 of Swords, right? Recognize it's important that you make yourself happy, right? This is really the simple sign that you are here to skirt your issues. There's always some point in time that is destined, and that you are finding Thor, and that you're finding the world serpent. You're finding that happy sexuality, right? That's what actually Scorpio is bringing us also, like deep sexual encounters, right? Maybe there is a deep sexual encounter here with the 2 of Wands, right? There is maybe a sexual moment talking here to you that you gotta look into a little deeper. So allow to let go and to celebrate yourself. Wow. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then we have 14 that came up, which is then the 5. 14 is Temperance, which is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is gonna really show you then stuff like this, right? The fire, the inspiration. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.